Good evening humans, Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Ultimate Edition Undertaker figure. As you may have known from my previous Undertaker review, that, Undertaker's always been one of my favorite wrestlers all the way up until the American Badass thing, and then I kind of dropped off. But, I love the whole Dead Man thing, and this was a great era, I think. So, and this figure actually is a pretty good representation of that. So, yeah, let's get right into the review. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, there's a lot to love about this Ultimate Edition Undertaker. It's not without its faults, but I mean, what is? So, again, just going straight into it. Obviously, there's not a lot of paint work that had to be done, at least in terms of the ring gear, because, it's all black. But there is some nice detailing with the buckles here. You get the rivets up here at the top of the top. Nice mix of gloss and mattes here in the black as well, which is kind of cool. And again, those details kind of come down to here. Again, look at the buckle right above the boot. For whatever reason, they kind of missed those details on the thighs, so that's a little sad, but, is what it is. Oh wait, no. Okay, so here we go. So here's an inconsistency. They're painted on the left leg of mine, but not the right. So that's interesting. That's something I'll probably go back and do. But yeah, beyond that, tattoos look great. The shoulder pads have some nice give to them. They're a wee bit bulky, but still pretty okay. And then we got the upper half of the torso, which is a little wide just because this, the top of his top is an overlay of the actual torso piece. So it adds a little bit of bulk, but it doesn't look as off as I thought it did in promo pics. So there's that. And finally, and I'll get more into these in the other faces, the other alternate heads in the next section. But really nice likeness here. I got a little bit of ink right there, so I'm gonna have to remove that. But other than that, likeness is dead on. Really, really cool. And yeah, so pretty good aesthetics here from Ultimate Edition Undertaker. For accessories, we get a pretty decent loadout here, as we tend to get with the Ultimate Edition figures. And I'm gonna start with the head, since I've kind of shown those off the most so far anyway. And right out of the package, we get this head with the hair down in front. Just kind of split at the back. And I know there are a lot of comments online going that the render kind of made it look more like Michael Jackson than Mark Calloway. And again, seeing it in person, it's definitely a much better likeness. So again, the renders don't really kind of tell the tale of what the final product is going to be for pretty much any company. And then we go into the other one I had up, so just the kind of hair back, more stoic face. So just really well done. So definitely using the face printing, because you can see the dots and stuff like that, but it looks really good. And then finally, we have my favorite, which is the tongue out, eyes back face, and just really, really well done here. Just lots of classic poses you can do with this head, so that's really cool. Then let's move on to hands. So right out of the package, you get your standard C-grip hands with his padded gloves that he was wearing as part of this ring gear. Then we move on to two wider C-grip hands, which are, I guess, full-on choke slamming hands, which is pretty cool. Again, with those padded gloves. Then the last set is for the signal to the finisher. So we have our thumbs up and our high five hand. And again, just really well molded. And, some decent, only a little bit of paint on there for the skin tone. And then finally, we get the robe thing. And I will say, this is really obnoxious to try to get on, at least so far as I had tried. So if you know any tricks that make this easier, please let me know, because this isn't very forgiving up here, especially the way it's cut. It's all together. Details are nice though. Get that nice interplay between the gold and the silver. All the buckles are done nicely. There's even this little bit of cloth, kind of not really felt, it's more of a canvas sort of feel on the back. So really good details there. So they really went all out there. That's kind of nice. And then on the inside, you just have this flap with the buttons. And because it was so difficult to get on, I've kind of unglued mine a little bit here, so I gotta re-glue that. But that is accessories. Articulation is very much in line with what we tend to expect from the Ultimate Editions. So going in there, we have a barbell in the head, so that allows us to get that far back. Obviously, the other heads, the hair is coming down and back, so you're not going to get as much of a lookup as you get here. And then you get some pretty good down. You even get some side to side, again, because you are on that barbell joint. Then we come to the shoulders, and we do have butterfly joints, really well hidden by this overlay, actually. So there is a definite plus there, which gives you a little bit of range there. Then we're on a hinge and swivel for the shoulder. Brings up to our T-pose. We have our bicep swivel. Then we have double jointed elbows, which aren't hindered all too much by the shoulder elbow pad, which is really, really nice. Then we come to the wrists, which are all hinge and swivel, and it's way out of focus. You get the idea though. And then we get a ball joint here at the diaphragm, so we can come kind of all around, not crazy crunch. A little bit further back, but you know, again, not great. And then we get our swivel at the waist, then our hips. We're coming out to real nice range there. However, for forward, you're doing okay, so you can kind of get your big boot, especially if you have them leaning back. Then we have thigh swivel. We have double jointed knees. We have boot swivel. We have ankles, which are still a little tight, but we can get our point about that much. Then we can get really generous forward. Little itty bitty bit of rocker there, and then toe joint. And that is articulation. And size comparisons are always interesting in the ring, but here he is with some other wrestling figures. With some Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulate Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulate Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on the WWE Ultimate Edition Undertaker figure is that this is really fun and nice figure. It's a really good Ultimate Edition. It's not without its flaws, of course, nothing is. But the only thing I really would change is I wish that cloak piece was a lot easier to get on and off. And I'm sure I'm gonna end up finding some way, or someone will suggest something in the comments that's a lot easier than whatever I was trying, and I can't even describe it. It was just chaos. So that is what it is. But yeah, absolutely pick this up if you're an Undertaker fan, if you're collecting action figures, certainly the Ultimate Editions, like it's definitely worth your while. And it is up right now in various online retailers, including Ringside Collectibles and Big Bad Toy Store. Actually, I don't know if it's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, but in any event, I'm going to put up the link, and Entertainment Earth and all that. So all those links will be in the description below. And see, beyond that, I have not seen this on pegs yet, though Ultimate Editions seem to show up on pegs later than they show up online from my experience. So keep your eyes peeled if you're looking out for it in the wild. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. If you want to take it further, I will have other ways to support the channel in the description below as well. So ultra thanks to you one last time for watching, and please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.